if your brain never switches off, if you're constantly overthinking everything, you're replaying conversations, your future scenarios, your to-do list, your what ifs, and you're totally and utterly exhausted and frustrated by this, you are not alone. But here's the thing. You cannot actually think your way out of overthinking. I know it sounds really counterintuitive when I say it like that, but you'll be surprised how we all try to do it. Your brain is not actually designed to get you out of overwhelm. It's actually just designed to keep you safe. So the way that you've been trying to get out of overwhelm, it's not working and it's not ever going to work. So today I want to explain to you why your mind keeps looping, why nothing you try seems to be working, and how to actually break the cycle. Because especially if you're a high achieving woman who's used to being in control, it's extra hard. There's been so many times when my brain would literally just not stop. Not even at night, not even when I'm sleeping. I would be dreaming about my problems and dreaming about the things I needed to do and I'll be doing them in my dreams. The moment I woke up would be already overwhelmed. I'm running through my conversations and the decisions in my head. I've not even opened my eyes yet. I've just gained consciousness. So if you are in that space, I have definitely been in that too. And there's so many women that I've worked with have also been there. So if this is you, make sure you keep watching. Okay, so let's break this down for you so you clearly understand what's actually going on. Overthinking is not actually a mindset issue. There is no issue. Your mind is working perfectly well, even if you're overthinking. Because overthinking is actually a safety response. And what did I say your mind is supposed to be doing? Keeping you safe. Your brain is just here to try to protect you by predicting every single possible outcome, which was really useful when there were tigers and dinosaurs and dangers out there, because you needed to assess, right, am I going to be safe if I walked out of my cave or walked out of my little hut? Am I going to come back alive? Right? Or before you make any attack or any plan of action, you needed to make sure, am I going to be safe? That's what your brain's here to do. What does that translate to in modern day world though is, what if I choose wrong? What if someone judges me? What if I fail? What if I disappoint someone? What if? So that's actually led to so many problems these days. And it's nothing to do with whether you're decisive, indecisive. You're just really overwhelmed by the possibilities and what could be. Your brain is really creative in this way. By trying to protect you, it's going to think of everything it possibly can. And if you are like me and you like to be in control, what happens then when you got possibility and need for control? They clash. Because that's going to be like, whoa, but if that's a possibility, I can't actually control that. I can't. Okay, so that's not good there. That's a possibility, but I can't control that. That's not good there. And you see how by your need for control, because you're used to it, and your brain protecting you is actually holding you back. It's stopping you from taking action. What does that mean? It means that you're not living in alignment. It means that you're not actually moving forward. And the less you move forward because you're growth-centric, the more overwhelmed you're actually going to feel. And then the more overthinking you do because you're trying to think your way out of this situation. High achieving women were raised to think, analyze, strategize, and perform in every situation, any scenario. So thinking is actually your superpower. But the flip side, the dark side to it, is that thinking has also become your prison. So when you're relying so much, too much on your mind, you're disconnecting yourself from your body. Your body and your soul are where the clarity and the intuition and calmness and peace actually live. So when you disconnect from that, what are you left with? Overwhelm, overthinking, mental overload. So the more you think, the more overwhelmed you're going to feel because you're trying to solve an emotional problem, anything that's deep inside you, with mental effort. That's where the disconnect is. So when you're not tapping into your own body, when you're disconnecting yourself and trying to operate from up here rather than down here in your heart and your body and your soul, that's where this effect actually comes in. Overthinking also shows up when something inside you is actually shifting. So when you're outgrowing an older identity, but you haven't quite stepped into the new one yet, you're in that transition phase, your brain is sensing change. So it's going to try and pull you back. It's like, well, no, that's not safe. That's not safe. Don't do it. That's not safe. So it's going to try and force you and pull you back into your comfort zone, even if it's draining you. So, for example, if you're going for a career change, you're going through maybe a new relationship or even relationship uncertainty, or you're not happy in your life, you're trying to think your way into why is it not working? How can I make it work? Why is it not working? But in actual fact, there is just uncertainty just because of the fact that you haven't been there before. That's it. Overthinking isn't the problem, it's a signal, and it's your system and your body telling you, woo, I don't feel like I'm in the same space anymore. And more importantly, I don't feel free in my current life anymore. So actually, all of this happening, overthinking, overwhelm, it's a great thing. It's just a sign. And when you are tapping into these signs from your body, from your emotions, and also from your brain, you can then start to gain an awareness and understand, wait, what's actually happening here? Is it just my brain trying to keep me safe, or is it something deeper? What's going on? So the solution here to overthinking is not think harder, think more, think longer. Is actually to start you off by creating safety in your nervous system. Because when you create safety in your nervous system, your brain calms down and slows down. It's not a risk anymore. You then gain clarity in your body from your intuition, from peace, and then create the space that you need in order for you to step up into your brand new identity. So just remember, you can't actually think your way out of overwhelm. And those are the reasons why you can't. It just doesn't work. What you need to do is you actually need to regulate, you need to reconnect and realign to yourself. Because when you are operating with yourself and in alignment, that's when everything absolutely flows for you. If this landed, please know that you are not alone and you're not the only one who's got this mental overload. This is totally normal, and there are many ways that you can actually get out of this. I talk a lot about emotional clarity, inner freedom, and breaking out of overwhelm in this channel, so please do subscribe if this is the journey that you want to be on. And also, please tell me in the comments which part felt the most true for you. Which part did you resonate with? And how are you going to start creating a safe space for your nervous system and your brain so that you can get out of overthinking and overwhelm? Thank you for watching. See you again next time.